Hello, I'm Andrew Nunn and I'm a carpenter. Class Olsen has chosen me to be one of their class acts, and today I'm going to show you how to make a doll's house. And I'll be using 9mm ply. We'll only have 6 pieces, so it'll be quite easy. I'm starting off with 2 pieces, which I've cut earlier, and I'll explain to you how we do this. As you can see, they are cut at an angle. And the way I did that was to take the 2 square pieces, measure less on that side, 100mm less, and then just draw a line across and cut along it, which gives you a nice slope for the roof. Then we have to make the windows at this point as well. I've done one earlier, but I'll show you how to do the one at the basement, the bottom here. We're going to drill 4 holes into the corners of the window. So now it's time to get the jigsaw and cut the window out. Put that over there. The blade slips straight through the hole and you're ready to go. And it's a good idea to let the jigsaw stop before you take it out of the hole. And when you've got the jigsaw out, the window will just fall out. And there is your window. Both sides ready to have the floors put in. So now we've got our window in, our next step is to put the floor in. We'll start with the lower floor. So just to mention, we are going to keep the bottom of the floor flush with the edge of the outside of the doll's house. And on this end, we've kept a 9mm gap. So this is 9mm less width than the wall to allow for the back to drop in. So I've nailed just through so that the nail is protruding very slightly on this side, enough to catch your finger if you run it over. And I'll do that with the second nail. And again, you don't want it going all the way through. It's a good idea to check. And you'll notice I've left the floor 9mm less wide than the wall to allow for the back to drop in. So having got one side in, we just do the same procedure for the next side. And now we're ready for the second floor. Now to put this one in, I shall turn this over because it's easier to position the floor on the pre-marked lines. I've already marked where the floor is going to go so that I know where to nail into the second floor. And again, we have to be sure that we're flush to the edge. And because we've already marked where the floor is going, it's much easier to get it in. And having done one side, you simply turn it over. I like to check again just to be sure that we are in place. And we're ready to turn it over and put the back on. As I mentioned before, we've made the floors 9mm, the thickness of the ply, less width than the walls, so that the back will be flush with the walls and the sides. And I've already made a mark here, and that will make it much easier to nail into the second floor. And also it's a good idea at this point, as you've got fixings on the second floor, the first floor, it's a good idea to fix the top from being loose, but one will do through there. One side and then the other. So now we've got the back on, it just leaves the roof to be put on. I've got the roof here ready to be put on, but it does need some adjustment. I've cut it a little wider to allow for an overhang on the sides, and I've marked where I want the front overhang. I'm not going to try and make it central at the moment because there's no need. I just need to mark on the edge where my mark is, and most important of all, keep it flush with the side of the house. And then all I need to do is to mark underneath, and then all we have to do is to cut along that line. So that's our cut. Make sure that'll fit nicely, has no overlap. And of course you've got to make sure that you're actually in line with the back and it's flush at the back. That way you're sure it's going to be a nice square and not at a funny angle. And there's our almost finished doll's house. Because there is one last vital point that should be made, that to keep little fingers from getting splinters, it's very important to make sure all the edges are sanded properly, and then it can be varnished or painted as to how you like. You could even wallpaper it. And there's your finished doll's house.